Hey, hi, my name's Ray Naylor, and this show is called Artists You Should Know About. And we bring mostly performing songwriters on, and my guest today is a friend of mine, Deirdre Flynn. And I guess I did this once before. I need to put the mic over here so people can hear what I'm talking about. Deirdre, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
I'm going to have you sing a song in a minute, but first, a little bit about your style of music.
Well, I guess I would say that my style of music is life's little tragedies set to music. Yeah.
I think you're right. Why don't we listen to a song here?
This is pretty tragic, from if you're a certain person. So, yeah, I'll start out with this tragic song. If you never dressed as Pinky Tuscadero or Fonzie trick-or-treating, you are young. If you never use what's happening or nanu nanu as a grade school greeting, you are young. If you never tied those plastic streamers on your handlebar, if your first microwave oven was smaller than a car, lucky you, hey, that's great, baby, you've just left the gate. You are young, you are young, you are young. If you never made your friend hold the antenna while watching the tube, you are young. If you never rearrange those stickers on your Rubik's Cube, you are young, you are young. If you never owned velour or satin running shorts, a Betamax machine or parallel ports, lucky you, hey, that's swell, you've still got that new car smell. You are young, you are young, you are young. You are young, so you laugh at our prehistoric past, our space invaders, rotary phones, and big hair. You are young, you have faith that the big plans that you make will not crash upon the rocks of disillusion and despair. If you've never flown Pan Am or been sea monkey scammed, you are young, you are young. If you're into iPods and not down with the Mod Squad, you are young, you are young. If you can't recall when your TV had a dial, Sally Star Chief Halftown or Kitty Carlisle, lucky you, hey, that's great, babe, you just left the gate. You are young, you are young, you are young. If you can't say, to all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on sesame bun, you are young, you are young, you are young. Can you do that right? If you can't say, to all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on sesame bun, you are young, you are young, you are young. So yeah, that jingle, actually, you remember that jingle? To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese? It's actually coming around again. They actually redid it, and I started to think about like other jingles that they're bringing back again. Like I think they're doing Oreo cookies. Who's that kid with the Oreo cookie? That's coming around again. But the jingle that I think can't really come back. Do you remember this jingle? Remember this one? Hot dogs, Armour hot dogs. What kind of kids eat Armour hot dogs? Fat kids, skinny kids, kids who climb on rocks, tough kids, sissy kids, even kids with chicken pox. That would be tragic.
That would be, politically incorrect.
Right. I mean, it's bad enough to call a kid fat or a sissy, but to allow your child to climb on rocks without headgear. Yeah. I've updated it. Do you want to hear the updated version?
Sure.
Hot dogs, Armour hot dogs. What kind of kids eat Armour hot dogs? Kids with slow metabolisms, kids differently sized, youth with oppositional defiant disorder, kids with poor coping skills, kids who haven't been immunized. Oh, hot dogs, Armour hot dogs. The dogs kids love to bite. So I think that would fly more now.
Yeah, I think so. Now, a little bit about your background. I know you were in Korea for, a year?
A year and a half. I taught college English in Korea there. And I would have to say that it was probably the best year and a half of my life.
Yeah?
Yes.
And I understand I remember that you wrote songs when you were over
Yes,
there.
I did.
Is that when you started writing songs?
No, I started writing songs. Actually, I got into it kind of in a strange way. I went to college, and after college, I became an elementary school teacher. taught in parochial schools because I didn't have a master's. And I was down in Washington, D.C., and I was pretty much a horrible teacher, really bad. Taught 5th grade, and the group of 5th graders I had really liked to sing. So that summer, I bought a guitar, and I started writing songs with 3 chords. Chords like C, G, and D, right?
The important chords.
Exactly. Somebody has a song about that. But, and so then I started writing like funny American history songs for the kids so that they could retain the knowledge. And then that led to writing adult songs. So.
And I was reading on your webpage, you actually went to open mics in Korea.
I did. Yes. Yes.
That must have been interesting.
It was. It was. I wrote some funny songs about Korea that other expatriates would find funny. But
not in Korea. Korean, I should say.
No, I knew very little Korean. I knew enough to fool some taxi cab drivers into thinking that I spoke it, because I did study Korean 3 days a week. Because I think if you're gonna live in a country, you should learn the language.
No, yes and no. Anyway,
I knew that. Yes. I don't remember it anymore.
Tell you what, Deirdre, why don't you do another song here?
Okay, this song was inspired because of the fact that when I first got into folk music, I realized that a lot of folk music kind of likes to give people advice on how to live their life. So I wanted to write a song that compiled all the pearls of wisdom that I had compiled so far. I'd like to take this opportunity to impart the wisdom I have gleaned as a well-schooled, well-traveled, worldly woman. You got lots to learn from me. These treasured do's and don'ts, such pearls don't come at any price. It would serve you awfully well to listen to this sage advice. No matter how late I am at breakfast, I don't put my fork in the toaster anymore. And when I'm getting out the frozen peas, I don't put my tongue on the freezer door. No more. When bungee jumping in a third world country, better double check your own cable. When greeting the bride at the reception line, it's best to leave your red wine back at the table. Some things you learn the first time, no teacher quite like pain. Some things you learn the first time, but I keep going back. Yeah, I keep going back. Yeah, I keep going back to him again. The discount might be mighty tempting, but don't go deep-sea fishing in a small craft warning. Don't learn Spanish from the cute souvenir boy. Meditalo does not mean good morning. No such thing as a benevolent pit bull, even with a friendly name like Rover. Xeroxing your butt at the office party is not so funny once you're sober. Some things you learn the first time, no teacher quite like pain. Some things you learn the first time, but I keep going back. Yeah, I keep going back. Yeah, I keep going back to him again. When jump-starting cars, please remember, it's red on red, not red on black. Try to avoid high-speed merges in a Pinto, and if pork is pink, send it back. When calling in a fake sick day, don't use the broken arm excuse. Crossbows can be sensitive. Avoid taking them on public buses. Some laxatives look like chocolate. Some things you learn the first time, no teacher quite like pain. Some things you learn the first time, but I keep going back. Yeah, I keep going back. Yeah, I keep going back to him again.
And what's the name of that?
That's called Advice.
Advice.
Yeah.
Now you, the last few years, are part of a group, the Bitchin Babes.
Bitchin Babes, and we travel all over the country. And so the people that are in the band are Sally Fingerette, Debbie Smith, Nancy Moran, and myself. And I'll show you us in cartoon form. This is us in cartoon form.
Yes, I would.
Right
yeah,
there?
do it right
All
there.
right, there we go. So this is our group called. This is our show called Diva Nation. We have 2 shows: Hormonal Imbalance and Diva Nation. Diva Nation is where girlfriends, music, and laughter reign. I love traveling the country, and one of the things that I have really become fascinated by are the various like state mottos, not the ones that you see on license plates, but the ones where the tourism agency has made them up. And I think they range in brilliant, of course, I love New York and Virginia is for lovers, to unfortunate and eminently forgettable. So I thought maybe what I would do is I would give you the motto and you give me the state that it
Reminds me
to.
of?
Yes. Okay. So how about this, Ray? The Grand Canyon State. What would that be?
Is that Colorado?
No, that's Arizona.
Sorry, I don't
That's
know where
okay.
that is.
How about this? The Islands of Aloha.
I was always bad in geography.
Aloha? The Islands
Hawaii.
of Aloha. Excellent. And how about this? Great potatoes, tasty destinations.
Idaho.
You got it. Okay, so, how about this one? Explore Minnesota.
Wisconsin?
So close. Yes. Actually, they're interchangeable. Ooh, did I say that? I don't mean that. I love Wisconsin.
Is that where
and
Grant's
Minnesota.
tomb is, and who's buried there?
I don't know. Okay, now here are some ones that are a little bit harder. Okay? All right. What state is this? This is really their motto. Say wah. It's Washington.
Oh.
That's 30. It would get me to go to the state. How about you?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. How about this? Come see for yourself. That's New Jersey. And the one that I find to be the biggest hype that perhaps doesn't really match the state, no offense, is North Dakota's. North Dakota's is one word. Would you care to guess what word that is?
No.
It's legendary. Now, I was like, what, is North Dakota just a legend? Because nobody really ever goes there, So,
But Fargo was a good movie.
it was a good movie, although I don't like the fact that at the bottom they said this is based on fact. Because, I mean, I've had some, I've gotten angry at some men before, but I can't imagine putting them in a wood chipper, just so.
I wanted to ask you, how did you get involved with the For Bitchin' Babes?
Oh, that was a lot of luck on my side. When I did a Kerrville, and Kerrville is a folk festival in Texas, and pretty much every singer-songwriter or folk singer tries out for Kerrville because they've got this, new singer-songwriter contest. And so I went to Kerrville and I sang my songs, and who was one of the judges but Sally Fingerette. Now, Sally Fingerette is one of the original members of the Four Bitchin' Babes. And so she was the judge. And so she kind of put me in her mental Rolodex. And when somebody decided, it was Camille West, she decided to go on and write for off-Broadway shows. And so when she left, Sally called me, and I was just so psyched. Because traveling in a band is just, it's really great.
Now, one thing I noticed that I didn't know about you, because Susan and I saw you at the Sellersville, was that you play bass.
Yes, I do.
How long have you been playing that?
Well, I wanted to make myself as indispensable as possible to the group, and so one of the instruments that they didn't have, besides the accordion, one of the instruments that they didn't have was bass. And so I thought to myself, let me learn the bass. And I said, do you want a bass player? And they said yes. And that is how it happened.
That's cool. And you play in C, D, and G?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. But it sounded really good,
Thank you. Yeah, I pretty much just, plunked the one of every chord. Yeah. Jaco Pastorius, I am not. No.
Are you on any of the recordings so far?
In my dreams.
In your dreams?
No, not the bass. Not the
No,
bass.
no. I mean singing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We have two CDs, the Diva Nation and Hormonal Imbalance, and yes, I'm on those.
Very good.
CDs. Yes.
Okay. We have a little video here of the Bitchin Babes that you're in, and I thought we'd take a look at that.
Perfect.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh no, I'm looking for my car keys again. I put them down, I turned around and then I could not find them now. I can't find them 'cause I can't see, 'cause I can't find my glasses. Oh, woe is me. I can't drive my car, I can't read, but I can order pizza and watch TV.
Bitchin baby rehearsal.
Oh yeah.
Take 1. Bitchin baby rehearsal. Take 2. Bitchin baby rehearsal. Take 3. Bitchin baby rehearsal. Take 4.
Swinging on the moon, just swinging on a moon, and it's a humdinger. I got a real attitude, could go either way, so don't make my day, or my mood could be swinging into you.
So the hip fairy came 2 times, and the thigh fairy came 3. The boob fairy never came for me.
Don't mess with me, I'm somebody's mother. I've taken on much tougher than you. I've given birth to sons and daughters. I part the waters and I walk through.
So I find myself in the dating pool. I'm in the shallow end of the dating pool. How much healthy choice ice cream can you eat before it is no longer a healthy choice?
But well, there's just one thing I can't do. I can't sit in the room with my parents when a Viagra commercial comes on. Save your sons, shield your daughters. There's Viagra in the water.
I'm swinging on the moon. Show me the junk food. It's not a happy thing. I don't mean to be rude.
Cheerleading's a sport, now that's what they're calling for. Though it's the only sport I know that you put your makeup on for. Some women say that it harms and demeans. Can you guess who didn't make their high school team?
I get the better get going before 13, and there's a limit to how long you wanna be streaking. If I think too much, I just start drinking. Hey, just walk the walk, talk the talk, and put your crazy thoughts away.
I've been leaking at the eyes for 3 hours now. First I was laughing, then I was crying, then I was laughing, and then I was crying. Oh, God, what a hoot.
Awesome.
Dynamite.
Bitchin.
It was so wonderful.
About the 5th time we've seen him.
Probably my 3rd time. So the babes.
So you're a babe head?
Absolutely.
They're funny, they're serious, they touch you, they make you laugh, they make you cry, they make you just feel good all over.
All the roles that a woman plays put to music. It's wonderful. We love the babes.
I could be a babe if I only could carry a tune.
They love the babes, and we love them because we love the babes. Bye.
We've come a long, long way, baby. When times get tough and we have had enough, we have earned the right to say we're having a hot flash. Hot flash for hundreds of years past. Your mama had them, and her mama had them, and her mama had them, and her mama had them. Hot flash, then it's a total memory crash. From sleep deprivation, hallucination. Is that a mustache?
Okay, so that was a video of the 4 Bitchin' Babes, and that's a fun video. I like that. Deirdre, I'm going to ask you to do 2 songs in a row here.
All right, so we just got back from Florida, thank goodness, and the babes, and we are going to California in the next couple of weeks, and it's always good. This is being taped in January. It's always good to go to Florida and California in the winter months. So I want to do a song about a place in Florida. It could have been ugly when we made our summer plans. You wanted to see Mexico, je veux la France. The battle lines were clearly drawn, and either way we'd lose. Then you unearthed the one place we didn't have to choose. You took me to Epcot. We saw Tokyo and Rome. See 11 countries, spend your dollars here at home. 4 continents, 1 ticket. It's culture with a K. At the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, Epcot, USA. We tried to dine in Scandinavia, as Norwegians would. There wasn't a seat to be had. You said this isn't good. So we chowed down in Germany, and man, they do it right. The only known Oktoberfest where they serve Miller Lite. You gotta do Epcot. The world's a food court and a mall. They clean up quick when your kids throw up lunch off the Great Wall. Everyone speaks English there, it's culture with a K. At the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, Epcot, USA. Mayan ruins are so very pleasant without dysentery. Casablanca has great deals on rugs and glass. Here's me having chips and soda at some Japanese pagoda. I walked all of Italy and no one pinched my arm. You've gotta do Epcot. Pack the minivan and go. Who cares? The kids think Norway borders Mexico. Loosen up your fanny pack. Tonight we do buffet at the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, Epcot, USA. So this next song, I actually had a little help with in the music department, which you will see. This song came to being because of my other career, being an elementary school teacher. I went into teaching because I thought that it was a selfless and noble profession. Without teachers, our country would have no future, our children would have no guidance, and the entire industry of holiday sweaters would collapse. I know that there would be a few dental hygienists that might manage to keep it afloat for a couple of months, but really it is the teachers who are keeping the industry, in roses. And I just wonder, when I look around at the staff that I teach with, I realize that I think I have about 7 more years before I suddenly wake up one day and decide that a really good fashion choice for me would be 2 happy candy canes ice skating across my boobs. And I'm wondering if I might be able to be cryogenically frozen before that happens. Anyway, so this is a song about what teachers are really thinking during your parent-teacher conference. Lazy. I'm sorry to say your kid's lazy. Lazy. You might disagree, but it's true. I know you think he's too smart for his age group. And maybe I don't see the genius you do. Worry. As parents, you really should worry. Last week, his spelling test score was a 2. A 2. Lazy. You'll probably raise hell with the school board. I might just get fired, so sue me, I'm tired. Your kid's lazy, and that's the truth. No, he's not gifted, he's just lazy. I never made tenure. Isn't that strange?
I like it. You do a lot of parodies.
I'm doing more and more parodies. Yeah.
And see, you caught me with nothing to say. No, I wanted to. Now you mentioned your the Bitchin Babes records that you're on, but you have a couple of your own.
I do. I have 2 CDs. I have the Shuffleboard Queens, which is my first.
And we're going to show a picture of that while we talk about it.
Okay. And I also have another CD called Then Again.
Okay.
So those are my 2 CDs.
And your first one came out a few years ago.
A few years ago.
Now, where can people get copies?
They can get them at CD Baby or my address,
website.
which is my website address, which is deirdreflint.com. DEIRDRE.
Well, I want people to see what your recorded music sounds like, and we have a little slideshow of you, and underneath I think the song is Food.
Excellent.
But talk about that that song a little bit before we
Food?
Play this. Yeah, what about Food?
Well, remember how earlier in the interview you asked me what my music was like, and I told you that it was like little tragedies set to music? Well, currently, and when the song was written, Food is a love song about what I'm currently feeling the fondest about. And, that's what this song is about.
Okay. Let's listen to the slideshow. And watch it, too.
I come home, you're sitting in the dark, you've done nothing all day but get ready. And the way you look and the way you smell, it makes a girl go heady. Now you're spread out on the table, ooh, what a thrill. I'm gonna go at you till I've had my fill. Love inspires love song tonight, band 1 or 2. Here's one for you, baby, and it's long overdue. This is a song for you, Food. You're hot, you're cold, you're always in the mood. So glad to see me, you don't cop an attitude. You know what I like. Food. You go, Food, you go. Food, I am so sorry that I never deigned to thank you for all that you've been. It's been you when I'm sad, you when I'm lonely.
Okay, now you're, I know that your music has been played on a bunch of places, including World Cafe, Gene Shay's folk show. TLC is a dating story. What's that?
Well, that's when they set up two people on a date, and then they send them out and see what horrible things happen.
So what was the song?
The song was 1-900-SCORE-A-DATE.
Oh, I have a story about that. The time that you played at the NERFA, you were at a showcase.
Yes.
And you were doing that, and you had asked me first, you want to be that other person that reads the thing. And, you know, I said, sure, although I felt a little old doing it with you. But then you got Eric Schwartz to do it.
Oh, yes.
So I was glad about that. And let's see, TLC's documentary, Always a Bridesmaid. And I bet you I know what song that was. That was the...
you got it. The Bridesmaid's Dress song.
Yep. And BBC's The Reclaimers. What's that? Was that obviously it's a BBC?
It's a show where they go in and try to make use of old stuff that they find in really old houses.
Okay. And Nip Tuck. Now, what the heck? Which song was that?
The Nip Tuck song was a song called The Boob Fairy.
Okay. We know that one.
Yes, we do.
And Dr. Demento's show. Gee, I'm not surprised about that. And I like that. Then at the end, you put I got this off your website. Then you added a smattering of radio stations that you find down on the left-hand side of the dial. I'm very familiar with that.
Yes, and have you ever been on Dr. Demento?
I haven't.
Okay, because those of you who are tuning in that might not be familiar with Ray Naylor, he is a very funny musician, and he has some great songs. He's got, if you're a musician, he's a kind of a musician's musician. If you ever did an open mic, he's got a song called "I'm an Open Stage Singer." That's
it.
And then he has a song about just playing in C, G, and D. But my favorite song of Ray's, I don't know how to play it on guitar, but it's called "Please Buy My CDs," and the refrain goes, "There's CDs in boxes and they're heavy as lead, into my closet and under my bed, and now I'm out of money and I'm in the red. I hope you will buy my CDs by the time that I'm dead."
That's pretty close.
Yes. So he has 2 CDs, and you can find those songs on there. So
thank you. Thanks for the plug.
Sure.
Okay, let's hear another song here, Deirdre.
Okay, well, as long as we're talking about, music being played on the radio and folk music, I decided that because I play so much funny music, that I was listening to an interview with Loudon Wainwright III, and he said that you should kind of make your show a roller coaster of emotions, and that if you're doing all funny, you should kind of insert something else in there. And it occurred to me that I didn't have any songs that kind of evoke the emotion of anger. So I thought, I should write a song that really gets people ticked off. And so then I kind of I didn't really know what got people angry in 2011 when it came to music. So I put that question into a highly researched research. Actually, I just asked on Facebook. And so I came up with a list of the songs that make people the most angry. Can I read that for you now?
You sure can.
Okay. Here are the songs that get people very angry. 1,000 Miles Before He Cheats, Candle in the Wind, Damn I Wish I Was Your Lover, Don't Worry, Be Happy, Free Bird, Gunpowder and Lead, Having My Baby, Isn't It Ironic, Midnight at the Oasis, Muskrat Love, Pina Colada Song, Seasons in the Sun, She Drives Me Crazy, Short People, Sometimes When We Touch, Telephone Song, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and You Light Up My Life. I was kind of thinking about, All Quiet in Harrisburg, or, Blowing in the Wind, songs that would inspire revolution. And, I mean, then it occurred to me that Muskrat Love, that could make people pretty angry. I mean, you take the lyrics like Muskrat Susie, Muskrat Sam, doing the jitterbug in Muskrat Land. I mean, Muskrat Lands? I don't know.
How about Don't Marry a Pretty Woman? Remember that song?
If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your life. From my personal point of view, get an ugly
girl to marry you.
Except then you have to actually think that you're ugly to get ticked off at that. And fortunately, I don't think that, too many people think that.
Well, another song you could have, Kumbaya. I mean,
someone's dying, Lord.
Yeah, that makes me pretty angry, to hear that song. I'm sick of that song.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right up there with Muskrat Love. Yeah. So anyway, I thought, okay, well, what kind of song could I write that would make people really, really ticked off? And so this song is actually kind of inspired by that really annoying person that shows up the next day at the TV show that you didn't watch and you taped, and they give you the ending. So I hope I don't get you too angry that you kind of shut off the whole interview, but here we go. Come ye liberal arts grads of many years ago, here is a refresher course of what you used to know. But 401ks have got in the way, and when people talk of books you muddle through. And for you illiterate engineers, there are some movies in here, so you can get ticked at me too. This is the song that gives away the endings. This is the song that ruins the plot. And M. Night Shyamalan's stuff, it is in here, but I value my life, so Harry Potter is not. Odysseus took 10 years getting home from the war. Planet of the Apes is really New York. Father Karras perishes by plunging down the stairs. Crazy chicks torch houses in Rebecca and Jane Eyre. Jimmy Stewart doesn't jump when he finds out who his friends is. Oedipus will never have to purchase contact lenses. Bella gets fangs when baby makes 3. Nothing ever happens in Old Man in the Sea. Rosebud is a sled, Evelyn's shot in the head. The kid can't see Bruce Willis 'cause Bruce Willis is dead. E.T. phones home, the killer's Sharon Stone. Luke Skywalker's dad is James Earl Jones. This is the song that gives away the endings. Here is the song that ruins the plot. And M. Night Shyamalan's stuff, it is in here, but I value my life, so Harry Potter is not. In Tale of Two Cities, Lucy's got 2 men to court her. In the end, the one she doesn't pick's a good head shorter. Victor leaves with Ilsa, Rick is now a hero. Moby Dick, Whale 1, Captain Ahab 0. In 12 Angry Men, the defendant's not convicted. Paradise is lost when Adam and Eve are evicted. In Vertigo, the crazy lady plunges off the steeple. Soylent Green, tell them! Soylent Green is people! It's people! Dimitri's thrown in the drink. Ophelia drowns in the drink. That movie Titanic? The Titanic sinks. Lolita dies. Walt Whitman likes guys. The girlfriend in the crying game's a dude in disguise. This is the song that gives away the endings. This is the song that ruins the plot. And M. Night Shyamalan stuff, yup, it's in here, but I value my life, so Harry Potter is not.
Okay, another good song. I'm going to throw you a curve, and you don't have to do it if you don't want to.
Okay.
But I remember one time talking to you about putting some more serious songs into your set.
Oh, okay.
And the song I like a lot? Is it your grandmother song?
Okay.
Do you mind doing that?
I will give that a whirl, Ray. Okay. So this song is a serious song, and it is, I used to say that it is about my favorite person in the whole planet, my grandmother, but now I have to say it's about my favorite person in the whole universe. Well, the day we moved my grandma out, we got an early start. We wore our jackets in the cold house there, and our smiles like battle scars. She'd been packing up for months, there wasn't much left there to do. But she'd set aside some boxes she thought we might sort through. And oh, each photo tore me wide and brought me back to happier times. Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we'd go. My dad knew the way in that new Chevrolet to the sweet
sweetest love I know. Over the river and through the woods, how much longer now? To the love that waits there, thick in the air, it's all at Grandma's house. Nail holes where the pictures hung, the shelves and windows bare. The back porch swing's been taken down, oh, the summers I spent there. We sweep each upstairs bedroom one last time and shut the door, as the memories slip through cracks and floorboards, gone forevermore. And oh, too soon the dusk descends on this last day we'll ever spend. Over the river and through the woods, to Grandmother's house we'd go. My dad knew the way in that new Chevrolet to the sweetest love I know. Over the river and through the woods, how much longer now? To the love that waits there, thick in the air, it's all at Grandma's house. They say at least she chose to go, and she'll be better there, but I know she did it just to ease our minds. She says, I'm tired and I'm done. At night I pray the angels come. Me, I confess, I pray they take their sweet old time. Well, the last car pulls out from the drive, just my sister and I remain, and a family comes tomorrow to start history here again. She lays the key beneath the mat and says, I think we have it all. I say, except for the love of 50 years that seeped into these walls. And oh, how blessed their lives will be in a house that holds such memory. Over the river and through the woods, to Grandmother's house we'd go. My dad knew the way in that new Chevrolet to the sweetest love I know. Over the river and through the woods, how much longer now? To the love that waits there, thick in the air. It was all at Grandma's house.
That's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. I do this little thing which I call public service announcements.
Okay.
Which is things that I like in the folky world and people and so forth. So we're going to play that now. And before we do that, I want to mention we have been having house concerts here, and in May we're having a guy named Tom Kimmel. Do you know Tom?
Oh, didn't he do your? Wasn't he one of the people that you interviewed here?
Well, not yet. No, I did. I interviewed him on the radio.
Oh, okay.
But not on there.
Okay.
And he's from Nashville, and he's going to be here in May. And so I put one of his songs under these little slides here.
Oh, great.
So we'll take a listen.
All right.
I let my guard down in a momentary lapse of emotion. It just slipped out. Then we both knew my heart could be broken. I said something never intended to say. You stopped laughing and you asked me, do you feel alone this way? Do you trip on love? Do you run from magic when you kiss someone? Do you make it tragic if you feel too much? Do you start to panic when the word comes up? Do you trip on love? I just stood there. I'd expected.
One of the slides there was Falcon Ridge, and you were a showcase performer previously, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the places that you've played, and what are some of the places that you're going to play? You know, I guess a lot
Well,
with the
I
group.
would like to mention that I have a solo show coming up.
Okay.
On February 5th, 2011, in Windsor, Connecticut. So you can go to my website and check that out. It's at a park series, the Northwest Park Series. So that would be great. It's a full evening of me. And for the babes, we are just, our spring is great. February 12th through the 16th, we're in California, Arroyo Grande, Livermore, Chico. And then we go to Wisconsin for February 24th through the 26th, Eau Claire, Watoma, somewhere else. And we do Iowa, Indiana, Gettysburg, Harrisburg, Easton, PA, Sanibel, Huntsville, Alabama, Tennessee, Ohio, and Michigan in April, March and April and May. So anybody that's out there listening, we're probably coming somewhere near you, and would love to see you there at the Babes Show. And
they can go to the Babes website?
Yes, forbitchinbabes.com. FOURBITCHINBABES.com. And that lists all of our shows.
Do another song here.
Okay. This song, I don't know if you're aware. I know I bumped into you at Borders a few months ago. And I don't know if you ever hang out in the
And don't bump into me again. That hurt.
Okay, I'm sorry about your wallet. But anyway, I don't know if you've spent any time in the self-help section. But there seems to be a lot of books out there now about happiness and how to achieve happiness. And I've read a lot of them. And I realized that one thing that you can do is either be really, really self-disciplined and achieve a lot, or not do that. And so this is a song about the latter. Every morning on my homepage, an application flashes a new quote to motivate and inspire. Stephen Covey, Tony Robbins give inspiration, telling me what I could have if I just desired. I bought all their books and I've read every line. They said make a mission statement, here's mine. Aim low. There's bliss in the back of the pack with the luckless and slow. Aim low. You can work on a dream all your life and have nothing to show. 10 to 1, you're not meant for greatness. That's the secret they don't want you to know. Avoid disappointment. Aim low. Aim low. What evil minion started rumors? Work is fulfilling. If you're not doing your destiny, you're doing something wrong. Come on, that's bunk. It's work and it's unpleasant. If it's 10 hours of misery, well, you're where you belong. So when you get home, why don't you give yourself a break? Watch some Law and Order, eat an Enemans cake. The whole thing, and aim low. There's bliss in the back of the pack with the luckless and slow. Aim low. You can work on a dream all your life and have nothing to show. 10 to 1, you're not meant for greatness. That's a secret they don't want you to know. Avoid disappointment. phony. NASA won't be making an astronaut out of you, Tom. Frank, at 47, you've already exceeded your potential. Heather, you won't make $1 million selling your crafts on Etsy.com. Aim low. There's bliss in the back of the pack with the luckless and slow. Aim low. You can work on a dream all your life and have nothing to show. 10 to 1, you're not meant for greatness. You wouldn't buy all their books if you'd know. Avoid disappointment. Aim low.
Yes. I was thinking, you know, the problem with self-help books is they're usually 300 or 400 pages long. And you're, you know, if you go get those, it's because you're depressed probably, and you can't read all that. You see, if I was to write a self-help book, it would be like 10 pages.
Yes, or cliff notes of the self-help book.
Yeah,
or maybe just like 300 pages, and they're all blank except one page says, "Go out and play."
Well, I also thought you could add this if you wished, that Aunt Maggie's painting will not make more than $2 on traveling, what do they call it, antique show. You know?
Right.
Now
yes, those crestfallen look when the people bring in like the Ming vase,
right?
And it turns out, you know, it was just from Hoy's 5 and 10. You know, it's right. So you just have to go in with lowered expectations.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, we have a little slide here with one of your songs underneath. I forget which one. About, you know, it has your web page and all your other links, and so we'll take a look at that now.
Great.
If I could live my life in rewind, there's a couple of changes I'd make this time. 'Cause if I knew what was good for me, I'd have been practicing splits from the age of 3. Oh, I got a master's, I got a car, I volunteer and I can play the guitar, but I'd trade it all in the back of an eye for a polyester skirt riding up my thigh. Oh, life must be great, like a permanent date when you're a cheerleader. All the fun doesn't end and your hair is your friend when you're a cheerleader. Cheerleaders drive Camaros. Cheerleaders.
We'll talk a little bit about the next show. And our performer that day, which I think is February, it's the last week in February, is Larry Ahern. You know Larry?
Oh, yeah.
And Larry was involved with the Main Point and other things, and currently he's managing Craig Bickhardt, who's a big Nashville songwriter guy that lives up here now. Now, most of the time when I you know, put these little slide things together, there's a lot of photographs and stuff and a recording. Well, I don't have any recording of Larry, and I don't like. I found 2 photographs, but I did find a video. So we're gonna watch a little bit of Larry sing, and then we'll be back.
Great.
Well, where's the camera?
Right here.
I don't quite know what to do here. In '65, I took a drive from Denver to the coast. I came back feeling half alive. I still try to make the most of a snow-white angel lady. She can smile through this to me. I'm breaking down this lonely town, just won't set me free. Watch the wind undress the tree. These days roll by like a picket fence on a highway. Every day, every night seems just like the one before.
Okay, we're going to do one more song, Deirdre, but I got this out of your website. It's from Billboard magazine. So I just wanted to, I didn't read the whole thing. It's kind of long, but just some of it here. It says, while the commercial market may not often open its arm to funny folkies, oh really? Philadelphia-based Deirdre Flynn has been charming regional audiences, of course now national audiences, who lean more towards pure entertainment than the latest radio trend. Isn't it nice to know that your music is not radio trendy?
Oh. Yes. So refreshing, really.
But there's, can't read. But where there's talent, there's always a shot at public radio, college radio, and roots music format. And they talk about some of your songs, one of which you're going to sing in a minute. Flint is a crack you up lady who knows how to deliver underdog messages with all the panic. What's that word?
Panache.
Panache. Sorry, I don't know anything about French. Of a Christine Lavin and Jill Solbiel. In Cheerleaders, she aptly illustrates how many of us interrupted those annoying high school pom-pom rattlers that carried so much acclaim in the younger years. I'm going to ask you to do one more tune.
Okay, well, before we do that, I would like to give you, Ray, this. I made a special polar bear for you. Ray Naylor has a fabulous song, the Bipolar Polar Bear. Is that on Slow Cooked? Or
it's on Slow Cooker.
Okay, Slow Cooked. So here it is. This polar bear, see, it says Ray Rocks. And you can actually stand it up.
I can put it in my head if I wanted to.
You could. And I just wanted to say thank you, Ray. Ray Naylor, for those of you who are listening in Wisconsin and Minnesota, and if you are, I really apologize for that joke about Minnesota. But Ray Naylor has been supporting musicians in Philadelphia for so many years, which is kind of wild because he's such a fabulous musician himself. So I really want to thank you, Ray, for all that you do.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to finish off here. Basically, it's a callback to the fact that my music is tragedy set to little ditties. So here's a song that I hope you don't identify with. When I was in my teenage years, I did just what I should. I listened to my mother, and I was kind and sweet and good. And my friends and I did rituals, and I prayed with all my might that this would be the evening that she'd stop along her flight. Well, that was several years ago, and that chick's long overdue. And it's time I came to terms with something plainly clear to you. The boob fairy never came for me. No, the boob fairy never came for me. Okay, I'm spunky and I'm cute, and I've got a great personality. The boob fairy never came for me. Well, we were the third house on a country drive. I thought maybe she just got lost. So I hung my bra on the mailbox till the neighbors took it off. And all my friends got visits and expanded through the years, and left me stuffing tube socks in my training bras from Sears. Still I harbor hopes she'll come for me, I know she will. I'd get 'em done myself if she'd agreed to split the bill. The boob fairy never came for me. No, the boob fairy never came for me. Look, I wasn't wanting melons, just a cute curvaceous bee. But the boob fairy never came for me. This isn't a song about boobs. Not really. The boobs are just a set of metaphors to symbolize everyone's fear of human inadequacy. Hey, we've all felt the pain of being dissed by one fairy or another. So during the next refrain, I want you to join in with me with your own fairy that never paid a call. Maybe it's the height fairy or the butt nymph. Men, maybe it's the pectoral or hair fairy, or maybe some other fairy you just want to mumble about. Look, nobody's going to ask you to enunciate. And sisters, I don't want you feeling alienated right now because you happen to be full-figured. Just change the line to the boob fairy just wouldn't let me be, or the boob fairy became obsessed with me. Okay, here comes the refrain. Everybody, join in. The boob fairy never came for me. No, the boob fairy never came for me. Though the hip fairy came 2 times, and the thigh fairy came 3. The boob fairy never came for me. That boob fairy never came for me.
One of your very well-known songs. Deirdre, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much, Ray. It was my pleasure.
It was so much fun, too.
Thank you.
Okay. Good night. We'll see you next time.
She looks good in black. She looks good in white. She looks good in lycra or anything tight. She looks good in earth tones. She looks good in red. I think she'd look really good with a spike through her head. She's my old boyfriend's new girlfriend. Nose touchy and her legs are waxed. She's my old boyfriend's new girlfriend. I got a funny feeling he won't be coming back. Well, when I first saw them together, I was more than surprised. She stood